Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War with the Great War mod. We're playing as the Austro-Hungarian Empire during World War One. Last time around we featured the first battle that we deployed the machine guns to a very deadly effect. Over 600 Russians were mowed down by our machine guns, fielded by the Archduke Eugene of Austria. Absolute chaos among the Russian ranks, and the army just broke apart within seconds once we opened up with those machine guns. So that went pretty well, and I would say it's going pretty darn well on the Eastern Front. Now, before we head over to what we're going to do today over in Italy, I just wanted to go down and take a look at Greece. So I was talking a little bit, you know, the pros and cons of keeping the Greek territory under my direct control or making it a protectorate. And I wanted to just show the economical advantages of not taking full control over it. So the territory right now has a total wealth of 2,000, which leads to an income of around 700. And if we then go to what I actually make from them, we can see that I make about 200 that goes directly from them being a protectorate. And then if we head over to trade, we scroll down here, we see that I make about 500 out of that. So that means that I make roughly 700 gold from the current setup. And so you could say, oh, well, you know, you can improve it and so on. Yes, that is true, and I mean, there's not that big of a difference here in terms of the money make. We're talking about 100 gold difference in favor at this point of being a protectorate. But obviously with, you know, you could improve the territory and so on. The thing though is, which isn't accounted here, is the fact that they would be very unhappy, of course. It's a capital province. That means that we would have the same kind of problem keeping it under our control as we do with Serbia. Serbia, which still has a foreign occupation of -7. And it would have been, for a capital province, I think it starts at around 20 or more. I think 25 is what it actually starts at. Which would mean that I would have a ton of landwehr. We already have 13 in this one, and with that we only get 2 public order for the lower classes, the proletariat. All of these cost about 100, so I'm spending 1,300 keeping this province under control, when the direct income from the province is actually only 1,000. And that is with 4,000 in region wealth. And that would be, that's half of what it's here. So you kind of get an idea why it sometimes is a lot better to have protectorates. Now, another problem that is disadvantage with protectorates is people declare war on them. I've had quite a bit of trouble in other campaigns where allies declare war on my protectorate and break my alliance. It seems like for normal Napoleon AI anyways, that it doesn't factor in that it's a protectorate and they will go to war with an ally. But I think a lot of that has to do with victory conditions or victory points. Like if I imagine Turkey has to take Greece to achieve their victory conditions, and so Greece or the Turks could very well go ahead and declare war on my protectorate without thinking, oh, you know what, the great Austro-Hungarian Empire will be at war with me as well. But that's some ideas. In terms of what we're looking at up here with Romania, I think Romania is also a very big candidate for becoming a protectorate of ours. Probably not gonna give them both the territories. Maybe, we'll see. This province is not that great, so it could be that we give them both. But who knows? In terms of giving up Ukraine and stuff like that, the disadvantages of that is that without controlling the actual area, I wouldn't be able to make sure that I can upgrade the tracks, I wouldn't be able to have forward recruitment positions, and I wouldn't be able to improve logistics and stuff like that. So in these circumstances, I would say it's a lot better to actually take control of it. And take control of stuff like this, being able to get a port here that gives us close access to the oil in the Black Sea. Really good stuff, which very much outweighs any negative effect we will have from not really being able to, you know, it's gonna run possibly at the deficit to keep the province in terms of just the direct control of it. With all of that said, what we're going to do today is we're going to go against the Italians. So we've had it pretty easy. Now we're going to... It's a bit of a gamble going in here. You never really know. Because there's so many Italians. There's so many armies here. And the Italian army is poised to actually bypass us. And it's not entirely sure if Konrad von Hötzeldorf is going to be able to hold off this full stack coming in from the Italians. Luckily, it doesn't seem like they are spamming the same kind of long-range artillery as the Russians are. They seem focused on mortars instead, which are not nearly as bad, or nearly as bad in terms of they don't inflict as much damage. Now, in the last battle we had with the Russians, they didn't even use the batteries when they had 5 of them, which would total what, like 20 guns trained at us? And that really saved a lot of Austrian lives. But with all of that said, we're now going to take control of Oskar Piotrek, the bloody fool. He managed to... He's the... I don't think I've ever had a 1-star general. But 1-star general Oskar Piotrek, the killer of Luigi, is now going to go ahead and make a move or make a play against Milan. First and foremost, we need to cross this river, and it's guarded by Niccolo Minellini. And we're going to defeat that forward troop. It might very well be that this army of Milan will reinforce them. Kind of looks like it. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. With that said, let's go ahead and fight this battle, shall we? We are at the river crossing, and I decided to move up as few troops as possible. So I've moved up the machine gun crews, and I don't even think we can see what they're firing at, but they're firing at a regiment up here, which got utterly slaughtered by the machine guns and is now being forced back. Also, we had a mortar group here that got destroyed. Here we've got another... Oh, look at this! Italian light troops right now getting hit by artillery in the flank, which is the worst possible position to get that kind of shots. Breaking them up, plus machine gun fire from both the machine guns, in fact. And then we have this group right over here. Another light troop of the Italians moving forward. Machine guns taking them out as they march forward. Plus artillery fire into the flank. And within 6 minutes, the battle is won. And the little Italian group is forced back. Hip hip hurrah! We were able to cross the river without a single loss on our side, while the enemy lost 472 men. Only 118 remain, and they are retreating back to Milan. The river is now safe for us to cross. We even crossed it, and we will make our way towards the town. We'll not actually make it, but we'll make it just outside, ready to attack the next time around. With that means that I will be able to land this troop in the next end turn, which will be nice. I want to focus on the Italian side. Hopefully the Russians stay away. They know that I'm working up the Italians right now. With that said, let's go ahead and end turn. Right, technological advance rifle scopes. That's pretty good. Path blocked by Eugene of Austria and path blocked by Alfred Metzger. We have construction report. We've got a factory complex in Salzburg and double tracks in Galicia around Lemberg. Now, there was a pretty big development during the end turn, and that is over in Russia. They have turned communist. It turned out, I guess, that the Lenin was able to pass through, and the Germans let Lenin pass through, and now the Soviets are in charge of Russia. So within a turn like that, with a snap of a finger, they're all Soviets right now. Although I mean, it's not going to change their infantry, but from now on they'll be recruiting Soviet troops. That is very interesting. I wonder what exactly led to it, but I can imagine their continuous loss of territory, which they've lost 3 territories. They've lost a lot of armies and troops. They haven't been able to gain any victories against us. That, plus the mismanagement of their capital. You can see there's been fighting here. Led to the Soviets being able to take charge, win the civil war, and now we're looking at an entirely different beast to fight in the east. We're still at war with them though. They've inherited the war from their old imperial, who's in charge, Mykoslav Onkopovk. They're mighty and rich. Alright, that's gonna be interesting. From now on we're finding Soviets. Or Bolsheviks. That's pretty cool. That's one of the things that I have been trying, or been testing out on my own. I am possibly gonna do it into like a short campaign, where I want to test out the feature where it's set as an event within the campaign when you get to the historical times for the Russian Revolution, that you'll actually get a revolutionary event that you can't come away from, and you'll end up fighting some kind of civil war in the way you do it in Napoleon, which will be quite interesting. With that said, we're gonna fight in Milan. Looks like the army over here did not continue on and try to sandwich us, but instead is moving back to defend Milan, which means, well, Hetzeldorf is pretty lucky, because then he does not have to fight a superior Italian force. We're gonna move on AV now. Oh, there's no one here? Good. We will be able to repair our navy here, and then a quick out-resolve will see us in control of Sicily. I wonder though if maybe I can create like the Kingdom of Two Sicilies or whatever, or I can raise up a new nation here. But at the same time, this is a pretty nice sort of naval base to control. So that would be rather nice to actually hold that, rather than trying to create a puppet state. But we'll see, we'll see. Time to go over to... That's a pretty big... That's a pretty shocking event, the fact that we've got Soviets now in command. I'm guessing this is a proper Soviet recruited troop, because this guy looks just like... Or I don't know, this guy has a... Oh, it's because this is a proper general and this is just infantry. That's pretty darn interesting. The Soviets are in control. Would this fleet... Yeah, this fleet is also turned over to Soviet. I'm gonna push that out. Maybe I can conduct ceasefire with... Why would I do that? We've got them by the balls. They can have... We can force them into a counter-revolution for all I care. I'm gonna organize this army, so this one should be ready, and now push through the Soviets before they're able to fully organize and spread their poison, so that the imperial powers can stay in power. With that said, let's have the idiot go ahead and attack and take Milan. Ooh, okay, so is that who I think? Armand. Who's that? Where is he? Is he hiding somewhere there? Because this is not that guy, is it? Because this is a very high star general. Okay, so this battle turned out to be a lot bigger than I thought. We've got 3,000 men. We're facing two armies comprised of... This one is equal to us, almost, with 2,700 men. And this one's up there with 2,100 in reinforcement. A lot of mortars. The Italians love their mortars. They've got one old field gun. But I think most of this will just be really nice cannon fodder for my machine guns. So with that said, let's go ahead and fight the Battle of Milan. We've got the outskirts of Milan just here. We've got the Italian army right there. Not entirely sure where the reinforcement's going to come from. I've drawn out the line right through here. We've got one of the machine guns here, and it's going to be moved forward somewhere around here. Got my Hungarian hussars on that side. Artillery over here. And on this side, on the hill, we'll have this machine gun. Very nice position, covering all this field. It's going to be more of a defensive gun, just to cover this flank. Light troops hidden to help out, just in case the machine gun gets overwhelmed. I doubt it will. And then lancers to be able to swing around and then attack to wipe out the enemy at the end. With that said, let's go ahead and start. And we'll start by advancing the line infantry in this machine gun. As, yes, the Italian army had a lot of these light troops. Signore! Oh, and a lot of them died as we start bombarding the city. Turning these pizza factories into just rubble. And the Italian army is slightly moving over to this side. They might have a lot of light troops over here as well, but as we can see they've got... They had 4 on this side, they might have 4 on this side. Who knows? Let's see, what is the range on this? I think it's kind of odd that the machine gun... The range thing on the machine gun actually points the wrong way. So it's kind of hard to kind of tell where. But roughly at the edge of this field is where the machine gun's range is. So it covers a lot of area. Almost twice that of a rifle's range. We continue to bombard the city, and now we're hitting the town hall. Doing quite a bit of damage on that. The artillery shells seem to be landing a little bit all over the place. In terms of... it's not like it's a perfect cluster going after these troops. Let's see, the enemy general... Where is their reinforcement though? They're supposed to get about 2,000 men. But I cannot see them. So I'm wondering what's going on with that. I'm gonna set the machine gun. There's slightly kind of a high hill here, which could cover a lot. It's kind of a fallback position. Could be nice. Also, I think what we'll do is we'll move them in groups of 3. It's time to split them up, so we'll put 1. I don't actually have 3 enough, but we'll put a 2 in the center then, and then 3 on this side. And we'll see about meeting the Italians. Let's forward the hussars, go around the town. See about ready to attack them. The enemy artillery has moved within range of our guns, and we've started to blast them. I wonder if my field gun is better used to blast their infantry instead of their cannons. Okay, we're about to come into range of the enemy. I wonder though where. Let's actually turn these guys off just in case. They will cause a lot of team damage if they... Oh, that must be mortars, right? Yes. The enemy's light mortars, they're without range of our artillery. Let's tell these guys to pick targets at will. Where exactly is the enemy reinforcement? Because this was this a full stack? It wasn't a full stack in town, was it? Or was it? They should have been gaining reinforcements right off the start. And I don't want to start moving around my machine guns too much before I know where exactly the enemy's coming. Because I think the machine guns on their own... Oh, wait, what's this? Mortars firing towards my hussars. They're missing their shots though right now. The first grouping missed. Second grouping, not so much. Didn't actually kill that many hussars though. And luckily for me I didn't speak too soon. If we go over here, they're about to come into range of each other. We've got one light troop over there. And we've got these 3. And now they do have the high ground. What if I pull back and let the machine gun do a lot of the job? Because they're marching in such a way that they would be marching into the range of the machine gun. Also, I want to see the machine gun shoot at these guys. Let's reposition the troops in a slight angle like that. Let's see. Okay, maybe I should have charged it directly without just sitting here hoping to shoot them down with our pistols. Let's go ahead and discover what else they have over here. They should have a lot more mortars. The Italians were overrun over there. The second Hussar is going to move over here. I'm repositioning the army. The machine gun goes a bit into the forest. So should actually at least be able to take that first one out. Oh, here comes the enemy reinforcement, and it comes in behind. So now we know that. That's good. That means that I will move forward then. We'll draw the line like this and then push up towards the enemy. And I also actually want to move the artillery because it only goes kind of to the foot of these hills. So I would like to move that. Here comes the Hussars. They've been able to move around. Fire towards the enemy's cavalry. There's the second unit. The second unit is on its way. A firefight breaks out between the Hussars and the Italian cavalry, firing their pistols back and forth. Looks like we're getting a quite a substantial advantage. Oh, the King's Carbineers are turning up. Let's go ahead and take out that artillery before the King's Carbineers turn up. You will chase those guys over there. And our lines are now flanking the Italians. Tell the machine gun to open fire if it's within range. Let's make sure that we don't lose the Hussars here. Okay, the King's Carbineers are attacking. Oh! Damn, how did I lose that? Damn many! Jeez. The King's Carbineers in one shot really reduced my unit. Ah shit, the Home Guard. Oh, they murdered that unit. There's only 2 Hussars left. I was not expecting the King's Carbineers to be able to do that kind of damage. They absolutely destroyed my Hussar unit. But now they are riding straight into rifle fire. And they're not long for this world, are they? The Italian army is kind of reorganizing. The Home Guard is being mobilized. It's gonna get machine gun up here, which is kind of a high ground. Hopefully we'll be able to fire kind of above our troops. I'm gonna reposition the artillery before I forget that. We'll put them in this field, ready to blast towards the hill. And right now there's a bit of a firefight back and forth here towards the small groups of light troops are holding out up here. It's a large body of Home Guards moving in. Soon this machine gun will be in place though, and it reaches quite far up that hill. Be able to target quite a few of these regiments. I really like this position, but it's not really useful unless they can actually fire from it, so let's go ahead and advance here. I want to target, I'll probably target the Home Guard with my artillery. Let's get the general up on this high hill and you can take a look. Let's move the Lancers onto the road here. I think if they go into the forest they'll probably be targeted by enemy artillery. Stuff like that. Okay, the machine gun is in place. What I want to do is let's pull back the infantry within the cover of those houses. That leaves an open field for the machine gun just to terrorize the enemy. And I kind of want to target the Home Guard. First and foremost, I wanted them to get rid of those 2 guys up there. Now they're gone. There's an artillery up here which we cannot see. I want them to get closer just so I can actually see from the position where the machine guns are. Actually see them shoot down the enemy. We'll target the home guard mostly just to... what's that? Cavalry unit trying to flank. It's probably not going to work that well for them. The thing is, the enemy was technically outnumbering us, but because it's a lot of home guard, and you know what, let's open fire. Open fire. And from here we're firing at the home guard. That unit got absolutely destroyed. Where are you firing now? Oh, you're firing towards the regiment up there? Look at that! Absolute murder, and also the range of it. And now the artillery is coming in as well. And quite quickly the enemy is reduced to nothing. And these guys just come into position, so they will now open fire with their machine guns. The Italian army is in disarray and is retreating. All I need is 2 machine guns, it seems. They're in full retreat towards the hills. Gonna soon retreat outside the range of my artillery. Looks like there could very well be reinforcements coming in there. I'm gonna move up the artillery. We're gonna move up the infantry. We're gonna move up the machine guns. And I think for the last, what we'll do is we'll have the infantry strike together with a lancer attack. And with that kind of devastating power, we'll just sweep them all from the field. The artillery is ready to move. We'll reposition them here. And from here target the enemy. Actually speed this up a little bit. Get going. Those machine guns are very deadly. Alright, we've got a single mortar manned by three Italians. We're gonna move up closer so we actually get a good shot at them. Plus it's only a single mortar firing shots at us. Once we reach just the end here, should be able to target them. Thing of course is the actual mortar kind of covers them. It should go pretty easy to shoot them down, I think. Yes, given how many troops we have. Look the amount of Italian troops that fell victim to my machine guns. Okay, the Italians are... well, there's just a bloody home guard unit. Enemy cavalry charging, or what are they doing? Looks like the enemy general is leading a counter charge. We have loads of artillery down there. It's gonna be difficult. Okay, the enemy general just rode into a lot of our rifle fire. We've got a firefight breaking out with the home guard. And we've got Italian cavalry just receiving what's it called? They are trying to charge, but they're charging head on. Like a bunch of morons. Which isn't going very well, and it's just a bunch of home guard. That's not going to do anything to us. So artillery soon within position, so I'll be able to start bombarding the forest, and at the same time send in the cavalry. We're gonna take control of the hill. More light troops can move even further than that. The machine guns are so slow they won't be able to... I don't think we'll be able to use them anymore in the battle. But they've already made plenty of good... We've already made plenty of good use of them. So there's quite a lot of Italian troops here. And more regiments are coming in. The thing is, I think once we start breaking them up with the artillery, opening fire upon them in the forest, plus the fact that they've lost their general, will most likely just completely destroy what's left. Light infantry, let's open fire on that mortar group up there. Need a little bit of a better position actually. And now the artillery is starting to blast them. The lancers will be moved into position. I mean, my lancer charge will be a head-on charge as well, but I think that will do a lot better than the Italians. We're slowly moving in from all sides to completely surround them. See, morale is dropping on some of these. Looking good. I want kind of the infantry to be all in position. Oh, the machine guns are way far back to be able to take part in this. Italians making some kind of line. We've got another big group of Italians coming in back here, and I think when they are in the grouping up here, that is when we that's when we strike. The little mortar is getting destroyed. This group right here, this is the one we want to hit with the artillery, but also with the lancers. They're all kind of compact within the forest, so it's not going to go really well for... Ooh! Some really nice shot into this massed troop moving in. And then all the rifle fire that's coming in. Okay, I'm going to send in the lancers now. I'm gonna tell the artillery to hold fire. I'm gonna tell my infantry to hold fire. And now I'm ordering the charge. And the enemy does open fire on us, but because we come over the slope like that, we're able to cover ourselves from a lot of the fire and move directly into the Italians. It was actually quite a risk here, and I can hear the Italians shooting still. The fire wasn't as or the charge wasn't as devastating as I thought it would be. Hold fire. Completely running over the Italians now. And they're retreating. And I do believe all of them are retreating now. Yeah, they're all retreating. Light troops hold fire. Let's not shoot any of our own. And we still have plenty of lancers left. So I was a little bit worried when I came back here and I could hear them start firing at us. But we were able to punch through and ride them all down. I thought this was going to be a harder fight though. But it wasn't. Right, let's go ahead and end this and go back to the campaign map, shall we? Here's the statistics of that battle. We deployed 3,200 men, while the enemy deployed almost 5,000, 4,861. They lost a whopping 4,622 men in that battle. Only 239 remain. We lost 800, which is not that bad comparing the losses there. Then again, the enemy wasn't really able to put up that much of a fight. I think they could. I mean, their big artillery unit, their old kind of field gun, was destroyed before it was able to fire upon us. But also then, I mean, the devastating effect of the machine guns is not to be understated. The field gun is actually one of the ones that killed the most. I thought the machine guns would do more in this. That they would have been the ones to do 600 though, and then 1,000 for the field gun. We've got some Imperial infantry. The highest killing Ulan killed only 172. So I guess mostly what the Ulans did was just a morale shock to the enemy, which broke them up. Anyways, we just took Milan, and we're gonna peacefully occupy it. Very nice. Making a pretty good sum out of this. And not that much for resistance to foreign occupation, which is nice as well. 2,000, that's good. That's gonna be a very devastating blow to the Italians. I want to see, where is my aircraft? Can I move it? Where is he? There. I want to just take a look if I can see what they make out of Rome. Okay, so they 8,000. How's that much compared to mine? 12,000. It's not too good. War wariness is plus clamor for reform is possibly causing revolution within the Italian society. And if we move over here, can I see? We're not going to get close enough to take a look at that. But we might be causing a revolution within the Italian society as well. Especially since next turn I will be able to just quite easily march in and take Palermo. And Sicily will fall. Got some extra troops here. Taken a long time, but soon they will actually be able to join Konrad von Hetzeldorf. So the Italians will be done, but the thing is, with us taking the Italians, we will be on the border with the French. And then we'll have to attack France, because it'll open up, and that maybe a breakthrough down here means a breakthrough up there, because there will be disarray among the French troops. And I mean, we caused a rebellion here that led to a bloody formation of the Soviet Union. Well, not really, but some kind of communist unit has sprung up and taken control of all the Russian forces. Yes, with that said, we're gonna end it right here. Hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.